You are tuned to Channel 90 WMK TV, Palmetto Valley, Royale, Valhallaburg, Pacifica City. Here is your 5-day forecast, sponsored by Tuck and Roll Airlines, with nonstop flights to and from the CSF Nation. Fly Tuck and Roll Airlines. Remember, you can't scold without a little tuck and roll.
You undressed my heart from the very first start. Lay down beside me, give your body to me. Baby, don't let me go. Feel my love bomb below. I'm gonna give you a tasty secret that's gonna melt in your head. Oh, just wanna show you that I can love you until you understand.
Start your morning off on the right foot with Valhalla Berg's own Loki's Mornings of Mischief, weekdays starting at 6 a.m. on WMK TV, Channel 90.
Baby. Baby. Let me take ya. Baby. Yo, baby, will you speak French to me tonight? Nothing to lose, boy. Just give it up to me and let your loving loose. I need to find me a new lover, man. I wanna take you higher. Gonna
On the drive to work? Then tune in to the AM Commute with Culture Casino, weekdays at 8:30 on WMK TV, Channel 90. Thank you for tuning in to the pre-show. Coming up is Makini in the Morning, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. here on WMK TV, Channel 90. You are tuned to Channel 90, WMK TV, Palmetto Valley, Royale, Valhallaburg, Pacifica City. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and give the round of applause. Thank you. 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 All far too kind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wait. Where's my... Wait, hold on. Where is my... Are you serious? Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Thank you all. Yes, I see all the amazing people on the show. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right. A new dawn is upon us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, CSF Nation. I'm Makini 90 Arts German and Illustrator, and we welcome you to a new Makini in the Morning. Yes, we are turning the clock back. We're hitting the reset button. This is all part of the new Makini initiative. Thank you guys, everyone. Of course, I hope you guys really did like that. I hope you guys really did like that pre-show. That's the brand new pre-show that we have as well. We'll have a new sponsor for the for the 5-day forecast. We'll have a new sponsor each week. So a big thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Big thank you to everybody who support, and big thank you to Tuck and Roll Airlines for sponsoring this week's 5-day forecast here on Makini in the Morning. What a way to get the morning off to a good start. And of course, I see the Raiders here. If you guys have tuned in, of course, we're just tuning in from the Loki's Morning's Mischief, which premieres every weekday at 6 a.m. And then after this is, of course, the AM Commute, 6-minute daily, with Culture Casino at 8:30 on WMK TV Channel 90. Hope you guys are enjoying all. Hope you guys are having a good morning, and thank you guys for waking up with us here on the Morning Block. So, before we get started, before we get into it, I'm only giving myself like at least 20 minutes at least. So, I will not make that mistake again. I've apologized profusely. I have been lambasted, especially on Friday. You know you effed up when you have the principal himself, Culture Casino, show up in the chat, show up on stream to lambast you, to give you a stern talking to. So, I don't know what else to say, but this is part of a new initiative. We're starting fresh. New direction for the channel. Similar direction, but a whole new focus for the channel as well. And we're keeping everything nice, tight, and just really more focused this time. Before we continue and say hey everybody in the chat, I do want to send a special thank you to a couple people. First up, I want to say thank you to Monkey Jeebus, first off, because on the Friday show, on the Friday stream, Monkey, thank you for the suggestions. I really appreciate that, and I really do mean that. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. I want to send a special thank you to Power as well. Power has been such an amazing mod, and he's been doing such a great job. And of course, Riot, Stunning, and Grumpy. All my moderators. I'm very happy, very lucky, and grateful to have them as well. Special shout out, of course, to Culture as well for the pep talk. Special shout out to Culture and Loki for the pep talk. I think I needed that. I think a lot of us need that. And this time I'm in the right headspace. I'm not gonna delete anything anymore at this point. This is a guarantee we're likely gonna fail this time, but that's fine. I screwed up. So, it's going to take a while for us to... It's going to take a while for us to kind of reclaim back all of the stuff that was gone. So it's going to take a while. So, but this is part of a new show. This is part of a new initiative, and this is a much more focused Makini and a much more motivated Makini as well. So this isn't the only change as well, guys. If you guys did not tune into the Friday show, I did lay out all of the plans moving forward for the channel. So definitely do yourself a favor. If you can, check that out when you can as well. So at least the first part, because I lay out all of the new initiatives and such like that. But with Makini in the morning, keep a consistent. The goal this week is just simple consistency. From now on, the shows are now Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting at 7 a.m. We cap off at 9:35 today. We're capping off at 9:35 today, but for Wednesday and Friday, we're capping off at 8:35. Now, here's another thing. This is going to be a short week for me as well because I have a 4-day weekend. So that means that the Friday show, episode 3, will go longer this time. We'll have a longer show on Friday since I have a 4-day weekend ahead of me. Of course, July 4th weekend as well. As far as videos go, I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can get a commentary video or something out, so that way we're not. But we'll lay all this idea. We'll lay all this stuff out. But for the first 20 minutes, let's go ahead and open up the canvas. Open up the canvas and let's go ahead and get the background music as well. Subtle background noise, of course. And also, I do want to lay an apology, guys. I want to apologize for yesterday though as well. I think I know my limit I know my limit now. And YouTube is kind enough to give me a warning. Okay? So I did get a community guidelines warning. So just, be clean. Post appropriate imagery on the community tab for the next 90 days, and that whole thing will be lifted. So for the next 3 months, let's keep it clean. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be very cautious about what I post moving forward anyway. So that's good enough for me because that's part of the new initiative as well. So alright, let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and switch over to our brand new. Let's switch over to our brand new. Well, it's not really brand new, but it is a familiar face. You stupid. So, alright. Now, I've been doing something for the, I've been doing something for this month since it is July 1st. I have been doing something this month, and I'm going to show you guys, before we start a new canvas, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to get you out here. Let's see if I can get the stuff ready. All this is YouTube friendly, of course, so don't worry. YouTube, this is all YouTube friendly. Do not worry. We're good about this, okay? All right. So, this weekend, starting this weekend, it's July, so it's July already, and I'm starting on the new batches as well. I'm starting on the July term batches, and if you guys have noticed something a little bit familiar, a little bit different as well, we are doing the summer swimsuit selection. So, this is something that I do each summer. This is something I do every summer. It started back in 2021, where I do a lot of swimsuit drawings and such like that. But I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I am going to be prepping. I'm going to spend all this week prepping up the batches. I'm going to start prepping up the line art. And you can see everything is in grayscale. That's because starting next week, we're going to start rendering all of them. We're going to start doing a full render for all of them. What I'm doing right now is sketching up the line art, is getting the line art ready. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to be doing the line art for the next character in the summer swimsuit selection, so look forward to that, guys. So I'm probably going to have about at least 5 illustrations. No, 6, because this week I will be bringing back, if you guys are a channel member, DJ Ronnie G, Loki, who else is in the chat? Riot Kitty, Squeaka. I am bringing back the monthly polls. So, one of these drawings will be voted on by you guys for this month's art batch, okay? So, I hope you guys are looking forward to that, so you guys get to vote on that. And by the way, speaking of which, for people who are asking about the June batches, I will continue. I don't know if I'll have enough time to finish this. If not, we will move this over to Friday. But the Summer Memories Riot Kitty or cat illustration, we will work on it Wednesday. That will be Wednesday, okay? So if everybody's wondering, that will be Wednesday. I'll put some time in this week to at least, if I can at least get some of the line art done by Tuesday or so, that'd be great. However, if not, that's totally fine. We will continue work on this one on Wednesday. So I did not forget this. Like I said, this is part of a new initiative where I am working on essentially 2 illustrations per week, 2 illustrations at a time, back and forth, working back and forth and such like that. But just for today, we're going to start on the next sketch for the summer swimsuit selection. Do the sketch, do the line art, and this is how we're also going to do it. We are using the Pomodoro break method, which will go for the first 30 minutes. For the first 30 minutes, we'll go straight into it for the first 30 minutes, and then I'm going to reset this. First 30 minutes, and then we're going to take a 10-minute break. For the 10-minute break, we can talk about some topics or something like that. And then after that's done, after that 10-minute break is up, we're going to go back, do another 30, 10, and just like until the end of the show, which will be at 9:35. So that's what it is. We're already getting past 20 minutes. I'm getting close to the 20-minute mark for the introduction. So let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. Regardless if you're watching on YouTube or on Rumble, sorry about that. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you all for putting up with me and basically willing to, give me a second chance. And also the new poll, 23 people. We got 23 votes so far, and I gotta take shots at myself. Okay, I gotta take pot shots at myself a little bit. So, I'll put it this way. Just for everything that's happened this week, just for the Friday Stirred Talking To, I deserve this. I deserve this right here.
You stupid. You stupid. You stupid.
Nigga! I know. By the way, show of hands. I'm thinking about updating the OK Boomer. I'm thinking about updating this clip with the what's her name? Amanda Stenberg dancing like an idiot. I'm thinking about updating that. I'm thinking about updating the OK Boomer clip with the Amanda Steinberg fucking stupid ass dancing. So I'm thinking about doing that. Anyway, yes. So yeah, I screwed up. I screwed up. So yeah, I deserve I deserve one more time. One more time.
You stupid.
I know. Oh, yeah, that was... Y'all just dropping hearts in the chat like crazy right now. So Tiff talking with her horse. I know. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, man, we screwed up, you just punk. What I'm saying is right now is you can't make it up. You can't make it up, We still screwing up. We what we doing? We still screwing up. Day to this day. To this day. Woo. Yeah. I deserve it. And one more time, just understand. I'm sorry. This is one of my more. This is pretty much what I did on Friday. Was pretty much.
Watch your ass on camera. This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you in 4K? That ain't me.
I'm just saying. Going 4K right there. All right, let's go ahead and say hi to everybody before we get started. So first up, Power, thank you so much. You guys are freaking amazing. Power, thank you so much. Good morning to you. Drop the new news as well. Ray Venkman, good morning to you. Squeaka, good morning. We see a familiar face in the chat. She already left, but good morning, Julie. Hope you were doing well. I did say, real life, or actually Julie's birthday was last week, so I sent her a little birthday message. She's basically been working and lurking this whole time, but I was happy to see her show up in the chat. Julie, Julie, we freaking love you in this. We freaking love you here on the Makini Josh channel. You have been absolutely just. You've been such a big you've definitely left a huge impression on us. So Julie, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you again. Hope you get to tune in when you have the chance to. So love you. Squeaka, of course, Squeaka, good morning to you. Bosco, good morning. Riot Kitty, good morning to you. Sweetheart Penny, good morning. Wop, Keely Chow, Sean Estep, DJ Ronnie G, good morning. Kronos, good morning. Punk Waddle, good morning to you. By the way, Mark, the Infinitely Tired, good morning. And by the way, Mark, thank you for that pep talk after the show on Friday. I really do appreciate that, my friend. Thank you for that. Shellback, Shelly, good morning to you. Everyone's favorite turtle. I like turtles. Anyway, Loki, of course, the man, the myth, the legend himself. I got a huge stern talking to on from Loki as well yesterday. Loki said, "Listen, man, you got to come to us, man. You can't do this. You can't do this. You gotta. He said he's gonna sing that panties drop song profusely. He's gonna make that an actual song if I do that again. And I told him I promise I will never do that again. As long as you don't get Tom to make that into an actual song, I appreciate that. No, that will not happen again. I told him. I said it's cool. It's cool, man. Love you. So he did end our conversation with panties drop again. I had to hang up immediately. I was like. Loki, don't give Tom any ideas, okay? Anyway, good to see you, man. And special thing, by the way, if you guys tune into Loki's Thursday show, if you tune into the Thursday show on Loki's channel, I got a much bigger breakdown on this one, and all I can say is, we miss him. We miss him to death. We all miss Clobby. We all miss Mike so much. And by the way, Clobby's name is in the credits moving forward. So he is his memory is in the credits moving forward with doing Makini in the morning. And me and Loki did have a talk, and I did tune into the Thursday show, and all I can say from my personal perspective is there's an old saying of keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. What I mean by that is somebody who was close to Clobby, somebody who was very close to Clobby, turned out to be a snake in the grass. Turned out to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. And they decided that right as his passing, right on the eve of his passing, that it'd be perfect to, make it all about them and play the victim and all of their stuff. nobody in Valhalla takes kindly to that, and no one in the CSF Nation takes kindly to that as well. Nobody does. We trust each other. We care for each other. You know, out here in Pacific City, Valhallaberg, Royale, Idos Bay, wherever you are in the CSF Nation, you know, we look out for one another. We're here to entertain. We're here to live out our lives. We're here to support each other. Regardless of how you feel, how it is, how you feel, whatever your opinions are, whatever your beliefs are, whatever it is, we care for each other. We're human beings. We're all human beings, except for the Andro Adoses and except for the new kind of I saw some new made androids show up in the Riot Kitty Cafe lately. But you know what? They're human too. Before they start taking us all over and decide that they're the dominant human species, we're all human. No, but for real, listen. You can't do that to people, you know? Especially on the eve of somebody's passing. You know, Klobby's passing affected all of us. And it affected all of us in different ways. To make his passing all about yourself has to be one of the most low-down, scummy things that anybody's ever done. And from what I've heard, the person who did it was somebody that was very close to Klobby. And, you know, and I'm going to make a saying to this, to that particular person, if you're watching this, which likely you're not, but if you are watching this, I'm just going to make a firm statement right now. This will be a shot across the bow. Let's see here. This will be a firm shot across the bow. If you are watching this, the person I'm referring to, you are not welcome in the CSF Nation no longer. You are not welcome on this channel anymore. You are not welcome around me, around anyone, and especially around anybody who is close to me and anyone who is associated with me. I understand if you guys want to, and I understand to everybody in the chat, if you want to support, if you're friends with this person, or support this person whatsoever, understand that they are a snake. Understand that they turned the passing of a dear friend into making it all about them. If you still think that that is okay to still be friends and still be supportive of them, then I don't know what else to tell you. You're not welcome here as well. I am putting my foot down on this one. I know I'm usually a neutral. I'm usually very neutral on stuff like this. I'm usually very much a diplomatic and such like that, and she's like cool and stuff like that. But in regards to the legacy of a friend that meant so much to all of us, you backstabbed him, you backstab all of us. And I'm telling you right now, if you know who you know who you are, and if you by so ever chance happens to stumble across this show, you are not welcome here anymore. Period. You have lost any right to call. You have lost the biggest insult I can give you is you have lost any right to call yourself a human being. You have lost all right, and I will not acknowledge you as a human being anymore. Klobby was. He trusted you. He cared about you. And you backstab him just like that on the eve of his passing, when he's not able to actually stand up for himself. We honor Mike Alonso's we honor Mike Alonso's legacy here on this channel. You'll see it in the credits. You'll see his name in the credits. You'll see Kloppy's name in the credits as well. Part of this new initiative was because of wanting to live up to what Kloppy called me. The Great Makini Draws. That's a title I want to live up to. And every day, I want to live up to that. Every day, I want to make him proud as well. So, that's all I have to say. Some of you guys in the chat know exactly who I'm talking about. Some of you guys in chat know who I'm talking about. I will not say their name, but however, I will put a warning. If you associate with them in any way, shape, or form, if you're even friends with them in any way, shape, or form, you are not welcome here. You are not welcome here. I know it's a really harsh thing to do, but you are not welcome here. Because you support backstabbing a dear friend of us, of all of us. You are totally fine with backstabbing a dear friend of us on their passing when they cannot defend themselves. I'm just putting a warning out there. You associate with this person, you're not a friend of mine anymore. I'm sorry. The relationship has to be cut immediately. So, anyway, that being said, I just want to get that the way because I did listen to Loki's Thursday show, and yeah, I was after what he told me. I am very much have zero respect for this person moving forward. Anyway, Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this. No, I don't take kindly to that. Sorry. And no, Ray, I'm not gonna. And no, Ray, I think I'm done about talking about wannabe tipster. That loser as well. I can't say it. Out of respect to all parties involved. Out of respect to all parties involved, including Loki, I will not say it. I will not say it. You have to ask him. That's all I'm gonna say. You have to ask him. But but after what he told me yesterday and such like that, I just wanted to make this disclaimer because this involved Kloppy, and Kloppy is so, Kloppy is so loved from all of us. So, and somebody we lost, a dear friend that we lost. So, just want to let you guys know that's just, if you want to know who I'm referring to, you're gonna have to ask Loki. Just ask Loki. That's all I'm gonna say. So, anyway, we're gonna start a new canvas, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the audience. We're gonna start a new canvas, ladies and gentlemen. Betray. I'm just saying. Got some new swimsuits, guys. Get some new swimsuits. Who is next up in line? Now, before we get started. Now, before I started this, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I know we are further past into the introductions, but I want to show you guys something real quick. Hang on. So, before I left work this weekend, before I left work on Friday, I compiled a huge list. Of characters, 2 pages long, 1.5 pages long, full of characters here, and I'm hand-picking out which ones they are. So you guys stay tuned for it. Especially if you're a channel member, guys. That's a good reason to become a channel member this month, because you get to take part in the monthly poll for one of the swimsuit selection drawings too. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready, y'all. So let's go ahead and go right into it, guys. Thank you all so much. Please step on the like button. Share seatbelt. Guys, we're new. Hit that subscribe button. We got to climb. We got a long way to go. We got to climb. You know, we really did fall off, so we got a long way to climb to get ourselves back up to speed. So let's get right into it. All right, we're gonna start a brand new canvas. First up, start a new canvas. Let's make this canvas. Let's do 15. Let's do 1500 by 3000. Let's do 1500 by 20. Let's do 2200. 20. Let's do 1500 by 2000. 1500 by 2000. Yeah. Let's do 1500 by 2000. So this will be our new canvas here. And so we're gonna start with a rough sketch. And you guys will find out who I'm going to be drawing next. Okay, got the rough sketch here. Let's go ahead and we're going to adjust the. I'm going to switch out nibs on my. Stylus as well. I'm going to switch this out, and the sucky part is I lost one. Oh, please don't tell me I lost another one. Oh shoot. All right, so we're going to switch out nibs for. That's enough. I want to see if I can get a much thinner. I want to see if I can get a much thinner nib on the XP pen tablets. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know if I can use another compatible stylus for this one. So, but I just used kind of whatever, like a little talk for the little talk for both my tablets. I just use whatever factory stylus that I have. Like, even for example, for example, this is just I just have multiple nibs and such, but I think I lost 2 here. So, but for my Samsung tablet that I take with me to work every day, I just use the factory tablet because I do much better with that than trying to get an afterburner tablet. So, but I would love to have a smaller nib though. I would like to work with a smaller nib at some point though, or something more smart there. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. Okay. Let's get right into it. Okay, and with that, we're going to let me go ahead and set the clock here. See the clock here. I do have my references up as well on the second screen. Let me speaking of which, let me move over. Let me get my ideas up, because I am coming up with I'm not entirely sure. I know who it is. It's just we'll play to ear with poses and such like that. But we just want to make sure. I think we can. I think we can try something out. So let's go get right into it, guys. And this is not recorded. This is not actually. Good idea. Okay, guys. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Should we make this one a speed painting video? I'm gonna end the poll. So we got, thank you guys so much for 28 votes. I'm going to make this one. Should we make this one a speed painting video? Let me know. Yes or no, okay? I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute to decide. I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute to decide. Yes or no? Let's see why not. So go ahead and vote yes. I'll give you guys 1 minute. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it in a. I'm gonna add a new one. I'll add a new one. This is just for poll time. I'll just put poll timer. Okay, and I'll just put 1 minute. And where is it? All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute to vote. Give you guys 1 minute. I get 2 votes for yes. Who else? Okay. Because I will reveal what's gonna be happening. Because I'll see. Get 37 seconds. 35 seconds, guys. Come on, vote. Catch your votes in. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let me know what you think. Should we make this next one a sweet baby? I got signs telling me. I'm looking at the polls right now, and something's telling me it should. Something's telling me that it should. Okay. Something is telling me that it should. Okay. Something is telling me that it totally should. Okay, time's up, and 4 votes in, and everybody says let's make it a speed painting video. Okay then. So we gotta keep it. I do gotta keep it YouTube friendly in some ways. Okay, so we gotta keep it YouTube friendly. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that. All right then. I will go full screen capture. Full screen. Here we go. There's my full screen. And we're gonna turn the music. Okay, full screen. Then we're gonna hit record, and we're gonna record for 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes at a time. All right. And then we're gonna start. So we're gonna we are using the Pomodoro. You're using the Pomodoro technique moving forward. This has helped me with productivity. This is starting to help me with productivity. I will, if I can, I will link the Pomodoro technique. And I think this can help you guys when it comes to productivity and time management as well. Mark Brunette kind of called it the tomato method as well, but it has helped me with this. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, where is my? I think I have an idea for a pose, but we shall see, and you'll find out. Don't worry, you guys will find out who it is. Okay, you guys will find out. All right. You guys will find out. All right. All right, let's do it. All right, and I'm gonna hit record, start recording. Then we're gonna have the poses, everything. Let's do a. I'm gonna open this up. Where's my motivation? Where's the motivation? Okay, here we go. And then I'm gonna set the clock here for 30 minutes at a time. We're gonna fill for 30 minutes, and let's us start drawing. All right. Clock's ready. Let us begin. Okay. All right. Select the color is going to be dark blue for the soft round here. I think I have an idea for pose. is if it's something I can be able to do. We're kind of switching out. We are definitely kind of like adjusting like what kind of poses or such like that, or just kind of what I want to go for in a way. Let's see. So I'm gonna start with the head. Start with the head, and I'm gonna increase the brush size a bit. Start with the head. Head, line. Line for the collar. I've gotten quicker about this too, which is pretty damn cool. Here. Let's move this up. Let's move this up real quick. Here. 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 It might not be standard fare. Here. So you should be honestly be able to do any pose too as well. Here. 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 The thing is with the Pomodoro technique, let me here. Here. I'm trying to visualize it. I'm trying to visualize it right now. Because I'm trying to visualize it right now. Just this. Usually when I do the rough anatomy, here, here. Just thinking, she might be walking here, and what we can do. You'll find out who it is. You'll find out who it is, and I'll want you guys to just definitely just give me a good idea if you think this would be a good pose. If not, we might switch out. So here. Okay. What do you think? Too standard? What do you think, guys? Too standard? A little too standard. Should I go a little more dynamic? Should I play with the angle a bit? What do you guys think? perhaps a little more dynamic. Okay. Okay, let's do... I have the idea... Because I'm sorry, I'm looking this up right now. I'm looking something up right now. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. If I can... If I can dictate the angle a bit. If I can dictate the angle a bit... I might change up the... Because if I can do two versions of this with the... Here. Whole class of dynamic comment page might give you an idea. I'm just getting some ideas. It's a little too samey as the first. What do you guys think? A little too samey as the first one? What do you guys think? A little too samey. A little too samey as the first one, maybe. Okay, then let's do. Right Kitty says I like it. More dynamic. Is this more dynamic, or does it needs to be much more? Oh, we can play with this much bigger idea. Is it go more? What if I take... Hold on. I'm gonna play something real quick. You know how I'm a fan of low angles. You know how I'm a fan of low angles. It says it's more interesting than the first. You might want to go. You might want. It's more interesting than the first. You might be onto something. It's not really strong when it came to foreshortening, but I think Rumiko's shoujo character reacting is something that makes her happy. Okay. I always have a perplexity when it comes to always had a thing for low angles. I always felt low angles would always be the most dynamic. You guys don't even know who I'm drawing, so you have no idea. Low angles, practice, low angles, force shortening. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm trying to do here. Although you may not be able to see the whole thing at the top, but I do think that this could work. If not, maybe a more dynamic, back shot. I don't know. What do you think? What do y'all think? Good morning, Sean. Good morning. What do you think? There you go. We can guess by shape. You don't even know my shit. Shut up. Try it. That's more like it. This can work. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So this will be a rough. I'm gonna rename this rough anatomy. Okay. then. Okay. Oh my, y'all don't even know what I'm drawing. Y'all don't even know what I'm drawing. Oh my god. Okay. Who's on shop this way? Okay. Okay, I think we can figure it out. Alright, so you guys have no idea who it is. But she was on the list. She is on the list, so she is on the list, okay? Okay. Set up the eyes. Now, one thing I do want to sum up, and I didn't tell anybody this, I didn't say this that much, but, and Riot Kitty may get a kick out of this too, that I am now getting used to start drawing a character from the eyes. I'm starting from the eyes, basically. Rather than trying to sculpt the face, rather than trying to sculpt the head, I start from the eyes. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I've been doing that a lot lately, especially with the summer swimsuit selection. I've been starting from the eyes, and even the cat drawing is started straight from the eyes. I'm not kidding. No. Y'all just gonna play guessing games, aren't y'all? Y'all just gonna play guessing games, aren't y'all? Alright. Let y'all keep playing guessing games. But no, I started drawing from the eyes, basically. Which I'm starting to have a thing for chokers now, too. And I still got 10 minutes, so... We're gonna draw Samus again, maybe full-time around this time! You want to know that? You know, funny thing is, Samus is on the list. I might put that as a poll drawing. That might be a poll drawing this month. I might put Samus up as a poll, as a selection. Since that you brought that up, Gruffy, I might add Samus to the selection, to the choices for this month's poll drawing. So you congratulations. Congratulations, Grumpy, you just give me an But the foreshortening is going to be a real B. Just going to make sure that it is... I'll give you a hint. I'll give you guys a little hint. I'll give you guys a little hint. I've drawn her before. And she seems to do pretty well every time I do. She seems to get a lot of attention every time I draw her. I'll let you guys know who it is. I'll let you guys know who it is at the end. But I have a really cute idea for... I've been having a thing for drawing, like, jackets and cardigans, especially, like, off-shoulder jackets. Yes, it's Squeaka. It's Squeaka. Yeah, exactly. Well, to be fair, Squeaka is, in the Makini verse, is built like this, so... Rebecca? I was like, really? Really? That lolly is... I just said the L word. That... That's the only hint I give her. It's like, you just have to go through the pull of... Go through the think about all the characters I've drawn before. Just coming up with a good... You guys are gonna play guessing games in the chat. I love that. I love y'all so much. There's a pretty freaking guessing games in the chat. It's coming up with the bikini this time. It's all part of the, like I said, it's all part of the swimsuit selection. Like I said, we got contenders here. Okay? Grumpy! Oh, Grumpy, by the way, I never forgot to mention. I'll just share this here. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. I forgot to share this, or I forgot to bring this up. So, I am coming up. Like I said, I'm coming up with new. This is all part of the summer swimsuit selection. First one is going to be Peach, and of course, if you guys are familiar with the channel, this is a redraw. The second one is the crossover you didn't realize you want. And this one took a long time to do the line art for, because I had to draw two characters on one page, but Bae from... The one on the left is Bae from Nikke, Goddess of Victory, and the one on the right is Karine from Blue Archive. Yes, two of the hottest dark-skinned waifus from both games in a crossover you didn't realize you wanted. And the third one is a redraw of Hilda and Tepig from Pokemon. It's a redraw of what I did last year. By the way, thank you to Riot Kitty, and thank you to everybody who commented on the video, commented on the community post yesterday. It was really cool to listen to you guys say that. Really listen to kind of hear you guys say that. But the fourth one, if we continue, I'll go ahead and hit start. Okay, so I got like 5 minutes, so. So I think what we want to do is... We try to be cool, YouTube. We try to be good, YouTube. We are trying to be good, YouTube. Just to let y'all know. No more community guidelines. No more community guidelines, warnings or strikes for the next 90 days. So we are keeping it cool, YouTube. Right, guys? Right? No, nobody's going to talk about. We're good, YouTube. Alright. I'm assuming you guys have pretty much given up all your I'm assuming you guys have given up on who I'm drawing, don't you? Alright, let me see if this will... So I'm trying to come up with a good... a more creative, trying to come up with a little more creative, swimsuit, honestly. I'm trying to find ways to come up with a more creative swimsuit, though. But I like the added jacket on top. I like the added cardigan on top. That's the thing. It's just, I really love that added cardigan. Especially if I can make it look like it's flowing. You know what I mean? So I am trying to get better at, I always say this, but I am trying to get better at drawing hands as well. Line Sensei put another great video on one of the easier methods to drawing hands. Okay. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay. So you guys have given up at this point, huh? Alright. Let me... Alright. That's no problem. That's no problem. That's no problem. That's no problem. I don't know why, I just want to add like I want to add like a stomach chain or something like that. I don't know if I should keep the... Should I keep it high leg? Yeah, actually, yeah, actually that would be a good idea. Here, I got it. Yeah, keep it high leg. Keep it high leg, and... I only got 1 minute! No! No! Let me redo... I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna redo the pants. Redo the bottom. Because I do like this idea, especially make it higher, make it higher. Have a V cut, make that high. Make it cut, make it higher. Alright. Alright. If you guys are giving up. You cut higher. Okay. It's just a sketch right now. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna restart the 30. But I'll stop here. I'll let that play out. If I can get that torso and everything. Okay. Okay, guys. Alright, guys. Alright. Stop! Thank you. Alright. Okay, guys. Maybe this will look familiar. Maybe this will look familiar to you, if you have not guessed who this is yet. Put a tape here. Here. Right, got it! Yep, it's 2B. It's 2B. So, yeah, I'm doing 2B next. We're sketching 2B. So that'll be the next summer swimsuit selection is 2B. Why not? Because every time I draw 2B, it gets attention. So it gets attention every time I draw. 2B immediately gets attention. Like, immediately. Yeah, 2B immediately grabs everybody's attention. Because that's how popular she is. There we go. Because I'm thinking 2B walking with a cardigan, like a white. I'm thinking putting her in white though. I might do a chocolate variation of this. I'm thinking of putting her in white though. And yeah, it's a foreshortening. it's a foreshortening. It is a low angle in the foreshortening though. With foreshortening a bit, so that might work. That might work. I guess I'm not as well versed when it comes to low angle. I like drawing low angles. I mean, that is... I mean, it could be a bit more dynamic, but I think this is... I think that should be enough, though. I'm thinking white on... Actually, Riot, I'm thinking full white. Just with the black mask, though. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking full white swimsuit and cardigan, just with the black mask, though. Or I could even have it as a white cardigan. Or I could do 2P, though. I could do the chocolate 2B. That's what I'm thinking. Think of it as a, straps. Make it like a tactical, maybe like a, make it maybe like a tactical bikini, I'm just saying. And I could probably do a variation where she lifts the mask up, or you can see her eye just a little bit. She pulls up the mask just a little bit. I'm thinking we could have her sword. We can have her sword in the background too. We can have her sword carrying behind her. So think of it as a tactical swimsuit. A tactical bikini. Think of it that way. Think it's a combat bikini, basically. Oh my god, that's look, I should totally look that up. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's brilliant. I should look that up. Hold on. Oh my god, that's good. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. I want to look this up right now. Hang on. I know we're doing the 5 minute. Hang on. Let me put a. I'm gonna put a 5 minute. Well, in 5 minutes we're gonna start the. We'll start the. Sketch. We'll start the line art. But now I want to look that up now. Hang on. I gotta look that up real quick.
You what?
You stupid.
I want to see if that is a thing. I want to see if that is a thing. Hang on. We're looking this up right now. Hold on. He might be on to something, okay? Who paused for... Oh, Kasai. Oh, okay, Kasai. Rajan is, pauses. Okay. See now I want to look this up here, you know. Oh no. I think this is perfect. This is perfect. I just want to look up I'm sorry. I wonder if that's such a thing. Combat bikini, basically. Tactical bikini. That's combat bikini. There we go. I'm just saying. I'm getting. Okay, that is technically kind of a thing. Kind of. Because I'm Googling it right now. Tactical bikini. I guess that is a thing. Kind of. I know it's the thing with, like... I know it's the thing with, like, cosplayers, like, with, wearing tactical gear, but like having an exposed midriff. I know that's a thing. Shit like that. It's like tactical gear, but have an exposed, like full on tactical gear, but have an exposed midriff. That's brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. I'm just saying that might be a thing. Hang on, I gotta look up one. I want to look up one more thing. Hang on. Oh my god, tactical crop. Okay, so tactical crop tops are a thing, apparently. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, apparently that's a thing, so... Save some Pope. I'm sorry, but share this. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Apparently that is a thing. Apparently that's a thing, so... yeah, it's like... crop tops are a thing, apparently. Not very tactical. Apparently not. Yeah, right. That's the thing. I'm like, huh. That is a thing. Okay then. Okay then. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. All right. It has always. Power Says has always been a thing. Like X-23 type of blades. Crazy. Alright, so we got another... sorry, so I'm adjusting my camera real quick. Okay, so we got another... here we go. There we go, much better. There we go. Okay, so... Okay, so we're ready. Alright, let's go ahead and... let's go back full screen. Okay, so we're gonna do the line art. So it is 8:28. Okay, let's go ahead and start the line art. And like I said, I start from the eyes now. And I'll do a variation with the with maybe one of her eyes opening or something like that. But I'm thinking solid white. And let's set this to 30 minutes. So this is probably gonna take longer. This is gonna take way longer than 30 minutes. So, all right, you guys ready? You guys better be. All right, let's start recording and then hit the clock now. All right. Okay. Okay. I feel like my perceptions of reality is just... My perceptions of reality has been warped. Okay. And let's do... what's the... How do I usually do the... Oh, we can't have that. Okay, 1 second, guys. Alright, let's do this. Alright, and let's do fine line. Here. Doing the hair first. Let's see if we can get the if we can get 30 minutes of just getting a good outline done. If we can get a good outline, that'd be just enough here. Here. And I am becoming much more confident in my lines as well. For the most part. And I think working with a smaller canvas does help as well. And like I said, we'll clean this up. We're going to clean this up. We're going to clean this all up, so don't worry. But if we can get all of the... if we can get all of the... If we can get the line art done, and even get the grayscale done in the next hour, that'd be great. You know what I mean? Here. And I've noticed that I've gotten quicker too overall. I feel like I'm getting quicker, getting more confident, and I think it's just I'm putting myself at a spot where I'm able to comfortably be able to really draw much more comfortably and have a lot more confidence in my movements and such like that as well. Still have so much to do. Here. We're gonna clean this up. Like I said, we're gonna clean all of this up. So I try to get the shape just right too, because you have to, yeah, try to get that shape right too. So essentially what I'm kind of doing is just kind of roughing it first, because we are in the line art process. It's just I'm doing a rough outline first, and then we're gonna go in and clean it up. Rough outline first, and then we're gonna clean it all up. Although it is an interesting angle, though. It is an interesting angle just because, and this is something I'll definitely need to work on. Just with 2B's leg forward, 2B's left leg forward, like that, basically. Which is from our right leg, from our perspective, distinctly this is our left leg. But I have to do this because, like I said, this is all from a lower angle too. As you can push this back here, front side as well. As you can see, the beauty of it, if we can. I'm trying not to rush it either. It's just there's a way I could. There's a way I could make it like have a bit more flow to it, you know. So like I said, I know this is rough now, but we're gonna clean this up once, it's always where I seem to fuck up is with the head, especially drawing the head at a lower angle like this too. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, hold on, guys. hope I'm on the right. I hope I did this right. Okay. Okay, so let's flip this over. Stunning. Hello? Oh, you're playing Weather and Waves? Oh, that's right! This week, forgot, this week, guys, July 4th is the global release of Zenless Zone Zero. The game's already kind of heavy censored, though. Yeah, it's a global release of Zenless Zone Zero this week. On July 4th, Independence Day. Let me know if that's something you guys are gonna play. I used to be interested, but not anymore. Just because I'm like, oh, it's urban centric. It's basically Genshin, but urban setting. But it's just, I don't know. I guess the censorship kind of ruined it for me a little bit. Speaking of which, I do want to provide an update. I did not put this on. I'm going to pause this real quick. I'm going to pause this recording real quick. I want to put a link here. Where is it? Stop. What is with my... There we go. Thank you. Okay, I want to share something real quick. Okay, do you guys remember the... Do you remember the whole censorship controversy? Well, Dev, Short Fat Otaku, put a, Short Fat Otaku made a good post about this. Where is it? Here we go. I'm gonna put a link to this, but essentially...
Hey, pals.
Essentially, I'll just let him explain it here. I'll explain it.
Can't show that in a Christian manga.
Remember earlier in the video where I laid out the two main theories as to what was happening with Stellar Blade's changes? The first is that Sony forced Shift Up to censor Stellar Blade. And the second is that Stellar Blade isn't being censored. This was always the original intention of the developers working at Shift Up. If Sony really was censoring the game, that seems to go directly against Kim's words on the matter. Is he just lying to us? If Shift Up really did intend the outfits to be in the 1.2 version, why do the 1.2 versions appear to be rushed out the door?
I'll let him explain.
These questions cast doubt onto Theory 2, but we can now ask similar questions that cast doubt onto Theory 1 as well. If Sony really is hell-bent on censoring Stellar Blade, why did they allow Midsummer Alice and Midsummer Red Hood to go through? If your answer to that is because of the fan backlash, well, why didn't they just revert to the 1.0 costumes then, and call it a day? Surely that's an easier way to give fans what they want. In fact, what exactly is Sony censoring, anyway? Like, okay, let's look at the Holiday Rabbit again. The difference between 1.0 and 1.2 is lowering the bikini line and covering up the cleavage. Got it. So, this part of the side hip or stomach area and the boob window are the problematic bits. For Cybernetic Bondage, it's the boob window again. For Ocean Maid and Black Pearl, it's again the side of Eve's stomach. If these are the parts of female anatomy that Sony finds too sexual, then why do other outfits have no problem showing them off? You can see almost all of this stuff on the bikinis. You can see cleavage and the exact thigh and groin area censored on Holiday Rabbit on the Orca exploration suit. The Prototype Planet diving suit has a giant open strip up both sides, showing off all of the hip, all of the side stomach, and the side boob area. The Raven suit has a large boob window, and it's quite literally a window this time.
It is a
Razor's
window.
High, Black Wave, and Punk Top each show off parts of the outer thigh and
Side
stomach
boob.
that were censored on other outfits. Then there's outfits that do directly cover up more skin, but are nonetheless clearly fetish outfits meant to be sexually appealing. And finally, there's the skin suit, which on its own destroys any narrative of Sony censorship right out the gate. The more hours I poured into looking over all of these outfits in extreme detail, the more the Sony censorship story just didn't make any sense.
Right.
There's just too much that they're not censoring. If they actually wanted the cleavage gone, or the stomach gone, or the thighs gone, they wouldn't have left so much of them. But at the same time, the "this is how Shift Up always wanted it" narrative also doesn't feel quite right either. Not after seeing how rushed out the 1.2 outfits seem to be. Regardless of what Kim said in that interview, it seems like something motivated them to change the outfits as fast as possible in time for a day one patch. And then I noticed something. I saw the pattern.
Here, I'll post it. Here.
The changes on the cybernetic dress were relatively minor. They changed the opacity on a few transparent bits. That can easily just be written off as a stylistic choice. But the other 6 outfits, let's call them the Censored 6, that underwent noticeable changes for 1.2, they all have something in common. They're not original creations made just for Stellar Blade, like every other outfit in the game. They were real-life outfits, as in real clothing you can actually buy and wear if you wanted to. What? No kidding. This actually shocked me a little bit. I don't know why, but it's true. It was actually Madame Savvy, a Twitter artist, who first gave me the hunch to go down this rabbit hole. She offhandedly mentioned on Side Scrollers at one point that the original outfit that Holiday Rabbit was based
Yes.
off of is an extremely popular piece of clothing for artists to draw their characters in.
Yep.
In the, let's call it, the lewd art community. It kind of occupies the same cultural space as the Virgin Killer sweater, which
Yep.
is a similar type of clothing. A long open back sweater that took off in the fashion community back in, I think, 2017. But soon enough, everyone was drawing their characters in it. It turns out the Japanese name for the Holiday Rabbit is actually the Virgin Killer Sexy Bunny, making its open back design clearly inspired by the Virgin Killer sweater. What's really funny is, the model that was used as the basis for Eve's body, she's even done a photo shoot wearing the real-life Virgin Killer Sexy Bunny outfit. What's hilarious about this is, after the in-game Holiday Rabbit was changed in 1.2, the official Stellar Blade Twitter account retweeted these pictures from her Twitter, which just made everyone angry. But Holiday Rabbit's not the only outfit based off of a real-life article of clothing. Ocean Maid? Yeah, there's pictures of models actually wearing that outfit in real life. It's apparently a well-known erotic costume in South Korea, and on the advertisement photos you can see the real-life model's sides are completely exposed. Same with Black Pearl. You can find pictures of models wearing the real thing, and again, sides are exposed. Mountain Pony? Same thing. The model is wearing it without the pantyhose they added in 1.0. Blue Monsoon, the bikini, also exists in real life. This outfit had extra blue and yellow straps added to it, probably in an effort to make it look different. And finally, there's Cybernetic Bondage. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a real-life version of this outfit to show you, but I did see it once a few years back, without the boots, the gloves, the stomach covering, and the entire bottom piece. Even if I had the pictures on hand, I couldn't put them on screen, as it was from Japanese porn. Don't ask how I know this.
I'm thirsty. Refreshing.
However, recognizing the pattern is not enough. Pattern recognition is the beginning of knowledge, not the end. Why would Shift Up change only those outfits that also exist in real life? Well, there's actually a documentary of the making of Stellar Blade, and there's some interesting info in there. Check this clip out.
We don't start by drawing the characters first. We actually search and reference the costumes first. We buy them, have a model wear them, and then scan them in 3D.
The idea was to create something of a higher quality and with more realistic visuals. And I thought that this was the perfect technology to achieve that.
Right away, this looks like the same location where Eve's body model got scanned for the game.
Yep.
Tracks. But one of the Shift Up guys said that they buy costumes and then scan them into the game. The costume they're currently working on in the video is this generic female uniform thing. Military-looking top, 6 buttons, cuffs, with a straight
that's
bottom.
the...
You can also see it scanned into their software here.
That's
now,
the...
they pretty clearly use the real-life...
That's either... I think that's the crew member uniform that you get in New Game Plus, or it's probably one of the Rose uniforms.
Clothing they buy as a baseline, and then heavily alter it for the final release. Because this outfit, as is, doesn't appear in Stellar Blade at all. But it does vaguely resemble the black full dress.
That's what it is.
Or the Black Rose outfit in-game. When you check out a lot of the more normal-looking clothing in Stellar Blade, like Wasteland Adventurer, or Daily Biker, or Daily Sailor, or whatever else, This stuff all looks like they picked up some real-life clothes, scanned them in to use as a basic template, and then manually edited them to include those fantastical or cosplay-esque or sometimes sexual elements that they wanted to see. But all of the outfits that were deliberately changed in the Day 1 patch, the Censored 6, they were scanned into the game and simply used as is, at least initially. This is when I came to the conclusion that apparently nobody else has figured out on the internet, because I haven't seen a single person talking about this. It's my opinion that the outfits were changed because they were the stolen intellectual property of the fashion companies that their patterns belong to.
Okay, so I want to add some context here. I did actually, that was part of the thing, and I forgot who brought that up, but that was a possibility. That the reason why, you know, the outfits look so different from patch 1.0 to the Day 1 patch and such like that was because those specific outfits could possibly have been licensed off. Those probably could have been just more licensed outfits that they probably don't have any, you know, rights to use. So they had to make alterations just so that they would, I guess, they could stay away from, you know, copyright and such like that. When I kind of think about that and everything kind of leading up to that, at that point, such like that, I do think that that probably is the most logical explanation. Because, but considering the fact that, yeah, of course we all believe that it was Sony who was involved and shit like that, and to be fair, Sony has a long history of censoring Japanese titles for no reason whatsoever. For no apparent reason. So, but however, this being the outfit censor being a licensing, maybe just being a licensing thing, is much more reasonable and probably makes a lot more sense.
Here's what I think happened. I think there were some cheeky artists and modelers at Shift Up who knew that clothing like the Virgin Killer Sexy Bunny was not only sexy as hell, but was also a meme in the lewd art community, and that it would be great for both themselves and the fans to put Eve in some of those outfits unaltered. And it wasn't until the 11th hour that someone on the legal team noticed what was going on. This position explains everything. There's no longer any leftover questions. Why did Sony apparently force Shift Up to desexualize some outfits, but not others? Because the changes weren't actually done to censor sexual content. They were done to avoid infringing on the IP of the fashion companies they bought the clothing from. Is Kim lying when he says that 1.2 is his intended vision? Yes, but not because Sony is forcing him to take away your video game boobs. He's lying through his teeth because saying the truth, saying, oh yeah guys, we totally just stole those costumes, but we realized it was theft afterwards, so we changed it, is just opening the door to a lawsuit. The lie in public gives him plausible deniability. He can now make the argument that whatever was in 1.0 was a mistake, and that Shift Up never intended any copyright infringement. This also explains why the 1.2 changes are a little bit sloppy. They were getting that shit out the door as fast as possible in order to cover their own ass. In fact, there was a rumor going around on June 4th that Shift Up forced one of their artists to delete their personal ArtStation portfolio because it contained some of their lighting work on Stellar Blade, accidentally showing the unchanged pre-1.0 version of the Black Pearl outfit in detail. Shift Up scrubbing the internet as hard as possible makes perfect sense if they're trying to avoid catching a lawsuit. When I ran this theory by my friend Arch, he asked me a pretty good question. Can a clothing pattern actually be copyrighted? And you know what? I didn't have an answer for him. It seemed like it should be able to, but what do I know?
I think
I went digging around.
It probably
and I actually
is.
uncovered a whole new rabbit hole. So
here's okay, to answer Riot Kitty's question, if that was the case, would have probably have been to their benefit to do their research and not use the licensed outfits, and which honestly, when you think about that, it probably makes a lot more sense that, yeah, they had those outfits, they probably wanted to use those outfits, but because, you know, like the 11th, like what you said, in the 11th hour, they were probably going to be looking down the barrel of a lawsuit. They were probably going to look down the barrel of a lawsuit if those changes ended up being in the final build. Hence why they had to put the Day 1 patch in to technically censor those outfits. That is it came off as like very complicated when you think about it, though. It's like very complicated, though. It's like a very complicated kind of issue when you kind of put that together, because Kim Hyun-tae probably just because they probably don't want to get sued or anything. That's why they probably couldn't say that. They probably couldn't outright say that the outfits were likely because of legality, not from Sony, but from the companies in which those particular outfits are based off of. That does put it in there, and I think that's why. And I also think it adds that the last update, one of the more recent updates that added the Midsummer Alice and Midsummer Bunny outfits, those ones were much more heavily altered. Those ones were probably much more heavily adjusted to give them to allow them to basically keep them in their truest form, what they originally intended, but however they had to make enough adjustments so that it wouldn't look too close to the actual copyrighted outfits that they were basing it off of, if you see what I mean. Regardless, like I said, the reason I wanted to share this with you guys because I was at the forefront with the whole Free Stellar Blade movement. I was a big supporter of that. And when, we got the newer outfits, the newer variations of those outfits, it does look to be that it was a win. I still consider that a win, though. I still think you consider that a win. However, the newer outfits that they added, such as Kunoichi, both Kunoichi outfits, it seems that there were alterations to that outfit to have much more visible tail line in the original patch 1.0. There's a workaround that you can do that with the new changes and such like that. But just wanted to share that. But anyway, I want to continue this.
Korea's patent law was first established as the Korean Copyright Act of 1957. This act served to codify the previous Japanese patent law that was imposed on Korea during the Japanese colonial period, which lasted from 1910 until the end of World War II, when the Americans kicked them out. The new Korean Republic inherited a lot of its legal structure from the old Japanese colonial authority. The stuff that was racially biased against Koreans was repealed, obviously, but a lot of the more politically inconsequential stuff, like patent law, for example, was simply kept on. Because it was relatively easy to retrofit, there was more important stuff going on at that time. The Japanese got their patent law by signing on to the Berne Convention in 1899. Before this, there was no concept of intellectual property in Asia. The Berne Convention was an initiative pushed primarily by France and Germany to codify a multinational standard for dealing with patent laws across international borders. The British patent law was primarily concerned with economic use. Copyright began in the UK as a state-granted monopoly to enjoy the profits of a work. This focus on economics, combined with the generally free speech orientation of British culture, led to the development of fair dealing law in Commonwealth countries. After the American Revolution...
Okay, and I agree with you, right? And I think that this whole entire hoopla would have... I think this whole entire hoopla, everything would have been settled if they actually came out and just said... These particular outfits are actually based on real life outfits, and so that we wouldn't have to deal with the copyright, so that we wouldn't have to deal with a lawsuit or anything like that. We couldn't put even those direct designs. You know what I mean? I think it would have been a lot I think a lot of this would have been squashed. I do agree. I think a lot of this would have been squashed if they just came out and just said that it was just due to copyright reasons. Not from Sony, but in that Sony had no part in this. That this was on us. Sony had no part in this. That it was... And it was... And I think it probably would have wondered... I do wonder with those outfits and probably where the companies that utilizes those outfits, it does make me wonder, what if... It does make me wonder, I wonder if it may have costed them a lot or may not have been able to actually get the license to do those outfits, because... Let me explain, because there was one interview that when you do the can collecting in during the first part of the playthrough, when you collect all the cans to get the secret outfit, Kim Yong-tae said that they wanted to use real life brands such as Pepsi for the cans, but they couldn't get the license to do those real life brands. You know what I mean? I do think that, and probably it's just speculation at the end of the day. Hey, it is definitely speculation at the end of the day. But it does make me wonder that probably leads credence to with the outfits, because yeah, y'all probably didn't know that. Yeah, they wanted to use actual brands such as Pepsi for the collecting the Coke cans and such like that, but they couldn't. And they get the license to. How crazy would have been that? Like freaking one of cans you collect to say like the Great Desert turns out to be a Sprite can. It's like, the freak. Like a product placement. Hey, it is what it is. I understand it's probably just copyright law and such like that, but I think that's probably the more reasonable. I think that's probably a more better theory. You know what I mean?
The U.S. inherited British patent law as a part of their common law, and fair dealing became fair use. But the patent law in the Berne Convention was a little bit different. It had copyright, which was more or less the same as the British version, but it also had author right, which is an idea that doesn't really exist in the Anglosphere. Author right includes the right to be attributed, or to remain anonymous, as you wish, as well as the right to reject any distortion or mutilation of the work by another party, if it would damage the author's honor or reputation. It's mainly for this reason that author right directly conflicts with fair dealing or fair use. This is another one of those times where the French and the Germans have a fundamental philosophical disagreement with the British over a component of liberal thought. It's just Locke versus Rousseau all over again. It always comes back to that fucking conflict. Paradoxically, modern Korean patent law contains both fair use and author right. Author right was inherited from Japan, who got it from France and Germany through the Berne Convention, while fair use came from a 2011 trade agreement that South Korea signed with the United States. Ever since then, the Korean patent situation has basically existed in a legal quagmire of contradictions. There's an English language breakdown of the current mess from 2020, where it's described that the legal protection for intellectual property in fashion goods in South Korea is covered under the Trademark Act, the Copyright Act, the Design Protection Act, and the Unfair Competition and Protection of Trade Secrets Act. It seems to be the case that noteworthy clothing patterns can be registered as trademarks, while the Copyright Act basically states that you can't copyright common articles of clothing, like a t-shirt for example, but you can copyright any artwork printed on them. The unfair competition one punishes people who manufacture counterfeits, but doesn't define what counterfeits are beyond a product that imitates the shape or form of another product manufactured by another person. And the Design Protection Act seems to contradict the first two by laying out a 3-point checklist of novelty, creativity, and industrial purpose before a clothing pattern can be patented. I've got to assume a lot of the stuff is just getting lost in translation here. What I do know for sure, though, is that back in February of 2024, news broke in South Korea that all of the major Korean fashion companies had come together to form the Brand Intellectual Property Rights Protection Association. The purpose of this organization is to legally protect the patent rights of all Korean fashion companies against an apparent overwhelming wave of copyright violation happening in South Korea right now. Chinese companies are currently stealing Korean fashion patterns, reproducing them cheaply using sweatshop labor, and flooding the South Korean market with knockoff products. So basically, the Korean fashion industry created this organization to collectively pursue aggressive legal action against the rising tide of Chinese counterfeiters. And the South Korean government is on board with the operation. On April 1st, they formed a unit to specifically handle enforcement of design infringement, and by June 4th, this stuff was already paying off, as the organization announced the success of several major crackdowns against Chinese counterfeiters in South Korea. All of this goes to show that the political environment surrounding patent law and the fashion industry in South Korea right now is a minefield. Both private business and the government are currently in hypervigilance mode, on the lookout for anybody infringing on any protected clothing patterns. With all of this context, it's not hard to see why Shift Up was in deep shit. Picture it, it's late March 2024. The team has been working on Stellar Blade for 5 years. It's weeks before launch, and there's costumes in the game directly ripped from actual clothing, completely unaltered. No kidding they rushed those edits out as fast as possible, and immediately put Kim on the mic to say that 1.2 was their intended vision. Once you put yourself in Kim's shoes, everything is immediately explained. Why some outfits were changed but others
makes
weren't,
sense.
especially when the unchanged ones are often more sexy than the changed ones. Why even sexier outfits were added in 1.3. Why the 1.2 versions of outfits with those changes to make them look less like the copyrighted work they're based off of have technical problems. Why the original outfits have been scrubbed from the portfolios of Shift Up employees. This description of events has way more explanatory power than either of the two more common interpretations, that Sony is forcing censorship, or that Shift Up really did intend 1.2 to be the official version of the game. Which is why I'm surprised nobody else has put this together before. Really, guys? Am I actually the first one to get here? Usually, I'm really late. I guess it's the first time for everything. So, what's the final verdict? When the Stellar Blade Twitter account triumphantly declared that the game would launch uncensored in all regions, did they actually break that promise? The answer seems to be, it depends on where you draw the line. By the maximalist interpretation, the answer is yes, they broke the promise. If your standard for censorship is that everything that was even glimpsed at during any alpha or beta for the game should be included, then Stellar Blade was censored. But then, every video game, hell, any creative work that ever goes through a round of editing is also censored. But if your standard for censorship is that anytime something is ever made less gratuitous in any way, less sexual, or less violent, or less profane, then again, yes, Stellar Blade was censored. But I think this view is frankly stupid. Like I said earlier, it's the intention of the artist that matters, not how sexy something is. Since the Korean copyright explanation best fits all available evidence, there's only one final lingering question. If your free speech is curtailed because it somehow violated copyright law, were you censored? That's actually not an easy question to answer. Once again, the free speech maximalist position is to say yes, of course. And in fact, most free speech maximalists reject the concept of intellectual property.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not, like, completely, like, in that complete free speech part, you know? I'll be honest with you. I'm not in that completely, that kind of that free speech portion, you know what I mean? And, you know, I stand up for censorship, and I will stand for censorship no matter how stupid it sounds. But at the same time, I think it's much more frustrating that I think a lot of this could have been mitigated. A lot of this whole hoopla could have been mitigated if they just came out and just said it, you know, came out and explained that, hey, these outfits are, you know, these are actual based on real outfits, and we can't, and they're you know, intellectual property, so we can't really put the direct design. We had to make alterations just for copyright reasons. I think if that was something that had to be explained, I think if it was something that was explained clearly, then I think none of this, I mean this, I think none of this hoopla, none of this drama that was going on for months would have been, you know, would have happened, basically. I think it would have just been, I think it would have been completely understand. And I would agree with, and I agree with what Ray said. I think they should have delayed the game. They should have delayed it, in my opinion. I think they should have delayed it so that way that can ease those, that way all those outfits can be, that way those outfits can be adjusted before the final release, so that we're not like sleuthing up patch 1.0 just to see that, you know what I mean? I think it should have warranted at least another delay, at least a delay long enough so that way we could get that way they can make those adjustments that they need to and release the game as in full. And that if anything kind of slipped through the cracks or something like that, then they can explain. They could be able to better explain the situation. You know what I mean? I think if that was me in their shoes, I would have adjusted. I would have not released the game yet. I would have waited until everything was cleaned up, everything was adjusted, everything, so that way we don't get into a situation like this. But at the same time, they might be they were probably put in a rock and a hard place, because if they did explain the situation, then they would be put in legal trouble. They would be put in probably serious legal trouble due to how crazy, copyright is, especially in South Korea. So I am kind of led to the belief that they were definitely being put in a rock and a hard place. Being put between a rock and a hard place, because if they did say something like that, then there probably would have been potential lawsuits involved. If they didn't, then there would have been this huge drama that was going on. So, for me personally, do I see this as censorship? To be honest with you, I kind of do. Kinda. For legal reasons. And you have to look at it as intent. Because I think if it wasn't for... Because I do think that... I'm starting to believe that if it wasn't for... I'm starting to think, if they got the license... I'm serious. If copyright laws weren't so complicated in South Korea, and they would have gotten the license, I guess you could say, gotten the license to be able to get the okay to put those outfits in, then I think the game would have been completely, uncensored. Completely. I'm serious. I think if they got the legality to be able to put those costumes in, they got the okay to put those costumes, the licensing to put those costumes in, then what you saw in patch 1.0 would have basically been completely would have been the true final version in its true form. No adjustments whatsoever, because they got the okay to do it. And if somebody brings it up, and they probably would have brought up that some of these outfits were from, and that they actually got the okay to get those outfits. And it does make me wonder what would happen if they somehow got the okay to do those outfits later on. Would that mean that could we see a future patch that releases them truly as intended? It's a quagmire. It's an interesting situation, I admit. It is a very interesting situation.
Property, patents, or copyright to begin with, since your ability to copy a work is, in a way, its own form of expression. Mm-hmm. Moreover, we've all seen what happens when copyright law is abused. We're all on YouTube. We've all known of content creators who have had videos taken down that are clearly fair use, but someone is underhandedly using the DMCA process to censor someone. Hell, it's happened to me. If abused, copyright law can be a tool of censorship. But remember, South Korea's standard for fair use is not the same as ours. Author right means the holders of IP are significantly more protected from transformative uses than we're used to. All that being said, when we look at the claim that Stellar Blade will launch uncensored everywhere, nobody is actually thinking about the legal conversation. I think what most people expect is, was Eve put into a burqa or something? Was the game desexed? So here is my final layman's...
Was it desexualized? No,
Blade
not
is
at all.
Overwhelmingly an uncensored game. And the people who are complaining about the most minor of differences, like the 1 inch of fabric on the bikini, or one of the mesh parts being slightly more opaque, and then using that to make the claim that the game has somehow been desexed, you're out of your fucking mind. Aside from actual porn games, Stellar Blade is easily the most overtly sexual game to come out in the 2020s.
Oh yeah.
At least so far. However, the ways in which it may have been legitimately censored seems to stem not from some puritanical attack on sexual content, but instead because the people at Shift Up were dumb enough to steal patented clothing, put it into the game without any alterations or permission from the IP holders of that clothing, and then they were forced to walk it back because they were in danger of being sued into oblivion. If you want to call that censorship, that's fair, but personally, I call it stupidity. Anyway, Stellar Blade is still a phenomenal game. It's fun as hell. It's still really sexual too, despite the changes. And those people who are still keeping the free Stellar Blade torch burning at this point, frankly, need to find something better to do with their time. This is unironically a victory, all things considered, guys. Even with a couple of wrinkles in the carpet. Give it a rest.
I agree. Totally agree. I agree. I actually do agree. So that's why I dropped the whole petition and everything. That's why I dropped the whole petition and everything after those outfits were released. After those new outfits were released. I dropped it because it's still a win. I don't think it was an attempt to desexualize the game. I don't think those censorships were done to desexualize the game. I don't think it was at all, because they just... some of the newer outfits they put in are still sexy as hell. They actually made some of the even some of the outfits that weren't altered, like ones that they originally intended to make, they weren't desexualized at all. It's just that these specific 6 ones were because of their stupidity, because of their, stupidity of, hey, you can't just go and get these outfits without getting the hey, you know that these outfits are, copyright infringement. You can't just get them you can't just put them in the game without, getting permission. It's kind of like the same thing with racing game brands, racing game titles that put you can't put Ferrari in a racing game without their approval. Hence why we saw the return of Ferrari in Need for Speed Rivals in 2013, and again in Need for Speed Heat in 2019 and Unbound in 2022. Likely because Ferrari gave them their blessing on one condition. They cannot use all of the aftermarket parts from Ferrari for any of the Ferrari cars in the Need for Speed titles. Has to be from official Ferrari parts. For example, the F40 in the game, you can only use customization parts that make it look like the F40 LM or the F40 GTE. Same thing for the 458. You can customize it to make it look like the 458 or 488 GTE, 488 GT3, or 488 Challenge. You can only use those official parts. Alright, basically, you can't use anything that's aftermarket. So anything with like Liberty Walk or something like that, you can't use that. It has to be official Ferrari parts, which that is, in my humble opinion, I think that's a pretty understandable workaround, and I can understand that completely. However, and I think they were finally. I think they didn't have that in 2015 because they did have Ferrari came back in 2015. However, you couldn't in the base version, in the main version of 2015, you couldn't add aftermarket wheels to any of the Ferrari cars in the game. You had to do it through... It wasn't until Heat and Unbound that Ferrari softened up on that, basically. They said that, okay, you still can't use aftermarket aero parts other than official Ferrari licensed parts. However, we're allowing you to mess with the wheels, basically. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of how I see it. That's kind of how I see it. You know what I mean? So I think this makes sense. I think this logic, I think this reasoning makes perfect sense to me. For me personally, I would have liked it if they just came out and just explained that. That way they wouldn't have had to deal with all this hoopla, but at the same time, they probably couldn't, because if they even said anything, if Shipped Up said that these were licensed outfits, then they probably would have been looking down the barrel of a lawsuit real quick. And because of how very complicated when it comes to copyright laws in South Korea are, yeah, they were put between a rock and a hard place. So for me, I think this is a lesson learned. This is definitely a lesson learned. However, I want to go back here to the, oh, here we go.
Firstly was complaints about the blood and gore of the game getting censored.
Yeah, some, you know.
Some people on Twitter said that Sony, not Shift Up, but Sony themselves, censored the game's violent content in the Day 1 patch. I'll explain why it's Sony specifically later. And fair enough, there is clearly significantly more blood on Eve herself in the first picture compared to the second. Though I'm not exactly sure I'd call the second one censored, it's still very bloody. That is literally a fountain of gore in the background. When I first saw this, I thought it might be a difference between the PS5's performance mode versus its resolution mode. In performance mode, the PS5 favors smooth gameplay with high frame rates, and will sacrifice graphical fidelity in order to achieve it. This generally means lower resolution textures and less particle effects. In resolution mode, the PS5 will sacrifice frame rate in order to make the game look its absolute best. So, since the original tweet showed the death animation of the first mini-boss, I decided to go and defeat that mini-boss 6 times. 2 times on the disc version, 1.0, once in performance mode and once in resolution mode, 2 times in the demo version, 1.1, 1 performance and 1 resolution, and 2 times in the Day 1 patch, 1.2, 1 performance and 1 resolution. What I found is, while there is a bit more blood on resolution mode for all 3 versions, the difference isn't really that drastic, and none of them are anywhere near the level of blood on Eve in that first picture back in that tweet. So, right now at least, when that fan claimed that the Day 1 patch censored the gore, it doesn't look like it, since that level of gore isn't on the disc version either. There might be a little bit more blood on Eve's face in the demo versions, but the amount of blood on her body looks the same. I went back to the January 31st trailer and checked out some finishing moves in there too. There are instances where Eve could get quite bloody, and still there's only a few drops on her, like every other version of the game. So I don't know where this came from, man. And then I realized something. That original tweet was specifically comparing the skin suit. Now, the skin suit is a special outfit in the game, in that it's the only outfit that actually changes gameplay, since you have no shields whatsoever while you wear it. All the other outfits are just cosmetic. It's also by far the most revealing outfit of the bunch, as Eve is basically naked. You unlock the skin suit whenever you take all of Eve's clothing off. Because the developers knew exactly what they were doing when they made this game. But the deal with the devil is pretty clear. You can have your fully naked sex doll Eve, but only if you play the game without any shields. So I went back and killed the boss with the skin suit. And there it is. The demo version, 1.1, had that crazy amount of blood on Eve's body, but the other versions didn't. The blood only appears while naked and only in the demo. Whenever Eve is wearing clothes, in any version of the game, demo or otherwise, the blood covering her body does not appear. So this is a real change, don't get me wrong, but it's something that most players would probably never even notice, since very few of them actually take on bosses without shields. Now, maybe you think that all outfits should be drenched in blood after a big finishing move. And fair enough, but that was never in any version of the game that we played. And then, of course, there's the whole hard R thing.
Okay, this one right here.
Racial remark that has divided people for many years.
And a J. Edgar Hoover elementary teacher has now been suspended over calling a student the N-word.
This story is actually pretty funny. Beside the bounty board in Zion, there's a shopkeeper named Roxanne, who will sell you patterns for new outfits based on your relationship with her. Yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier. You have a relationship meter with each of the main NPCs in town. Though in the case of Roxanne, it quite literally seems to be a relationship, as she's constantly hitting on Eve every time you go to pick up new bounties or buy new outfits. Hey, I wonder why all the evil, bigoted gamers who love this game didn't complain about this obvious example of LGBTQIA+ representation. Could it be because it's not annoying or overtly political, or clearly the author speaking through a character in order to lecture the audience? Well, Roxanne's shop is called the R Shop.
Okay. I want to stop here. I want you to say that one more time, a little bit louder. I'm gonna put this a little bit louder here, because I want you to say that to the people in the back. Hang on.
And then, of course, there's the whole hard R thing.
It's a derogatory racial remark that has divided people for many years.
And a J. Edgar Hoover elementary teacher has now been suspended over calling a student the N-word.
This story is actually pretty funny. Beside the bounty board in Zion, there's a shopkeeper named Roxanne, who will sell you patterns for new outfits based on your relationship with her. Yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier. You have a relationship meter with each of the main NPCs in town. Though in the case of Roxanne, it quite literally seems to be a relationship, as she's constantly hitting on Eve every time you go to pick up new bounties or buy new outfits. Hey, I wonder why all of the evil, bigoted gamers who love this game didn't complain about this obvious example of LGBTQIA plus representation. Could it be because it's not annoying or overtly political, or clearly the author speaking through a character in order to lecture the audience? Well, Roxanne's shop is called the R Shop, and there's a sign pointing the way.
I'm sorry. Can you say that louder, please? Because I don't think people get what we're trying to say here. Can you please say that louder, Dev?
As she's constantly hitting on Eve every time you go to pick up new bounties or buy new outfits. Hey, I wonder why all of the evil, bigoted gamers who love this game didn't complain about this obvious example of LGBTQIA plus representation. Could it be because it's not annoying or overtly political, or clearly the author speaking through a character in order to lecture the audience?
You get what I'm saying, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? Most people are pretty much fine with, it's just a side note, most people in general are pretty fine with LGBTQ representation in games. As long as it's not overt in your face, if it's not blatantly political, or if it's clearly the author or the creator self-inserting themselves or an agenda. That's what that's what basically is trying to say. Huh. I guess we're not bigoted after all, right? I'm just saying.
And then, of course, there's the whole hard R thing.
It's a derogatory racial remark that has divided people for many years.
And a J. Edgar Hoover elementary teacher has now been suspended over calling a student the N-word.
This story is actually pretty funny. Beside the bounty board in Zion, there's a
I gotta
shopkeeper
play this
named
again
Roxanne
because
who will sell you patterns for new outfits based on your relationship with her. Yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier. You have a relationship meter with each of the main NPCs in town. Though in the case of Roxanne, it quite literally seems to be a relationship, as she's constantly hitting on Eve every time you go to pick up new bounties or buy new outfits. Hey, I wonder why all of the evil, bigoted gamers who love this game didn't complain about this obvious example of LGBTQIA plus representation. Could it be because it's not annoying or overtly political, or clearly the author speaking through a character in order to lecture the audience? Well, Roxanne's shop is called the R Shop, and there's a sign pointing the way to it, a big neon R with the word shop underneath. Seems normal. But it just so happens that right beside the R Shop sign was a bit of graffiti saying the word hard. Now, this graffiti is used in multiple places in the game.
Yeah, it's used in multiple places.
I assume the game devs had a bunch of graffiti textures that they occasionally reused across the game as part of the scenery. And there's no way that a bunch of Koreans could have possibly known this, seeing as they probably don't speak English. But in the West, hard R refers to using a specific racial slur in its, more vulgar configuration.
I'm not gonna deny that I dropped...
Now, you show Dev, I appreciate you explaining this. However, you did show the actual definition of what hard R means, so I appreciate your thorough explanation, but just by technicality, I have to give you an okuyasu.
Okuyasu! I heard it as clear as day! This sick fuck said the N-word! I just remembered I haven't been getting racist!
That was completely unintentional. You were trying to explain the Urban Dictionary definition of hard R. Just understand that technicality I have to I have to give you an
my
okuyasu.
fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist.
So this is one of those unintentionally hilarious things that occasionally comes out of cross-cultural interaction. Nobody actually thinks that the game devs at Shift Up intentionally slipped this in as a slight against black people or something. The graffiti hard paired with the letter R has no meaning in Korean, and knowing that nothing was actually intended here is what makes it funny in English. Hard R is a symbol that normally represents something taboo to us, but we also know that the people who created the symbol this time didn't actually violate the taboo, and so we laugh because it's the appearance of impropriety without the actual impropriety. But it's 2024. You can't have anything be funny anymore.
Mr. Pedo claims the version ending in gur is the racial slur, but that he was using a different version of the word ending in ga that means the same as buddy or best pal.
IGN wrote in its article on the situation that the artwork that appears to reference...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry. There was nothing racist about that sign, okay? It was just convenient placement. Me as a black man, I wasn't offended by that at all. I was like, okay, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, that probably means, like, that probably is just a piece of graffiti. It's probably just a piece of graffiti. It probably signifies that, okay, this is probably a hard area or something like that, and it was just it's just a piece of street graffiti. That's what it was, okay? It's hilarious, but it was not racist at all, okay? No. In fact, I hate to cite AC Black here, but what's more, what's even, well, no, this isn't, that hard R thing is not racist. What's racist is, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, when you have Yasuke and you play hip-hop music, you play a hip-hop beat out of nowhere. That's that just comes off as more racist, honestly. Like, for real. I find the freaking Assassin's Creed 4 Shadows trailer where you have Yasuke gameplay and all of a sudden we hear a trap beat playing out of nowhere, despite the fact that Yasuke had never set foot on American soil. 2, hip-hop wasn't invented until about the 70s or 80s, and this game takes place in feudal Japan, which is about 200 or 300 years before America was even founded. Yeah, that makes no sense. I'm sorry. You assume... I'm going off on a tangent here. You assume that... Ubisoft assumes that because you have a black character, that automatically means we have to play some hip-hop music in the background. I'm sorry. Ubisoft. I'm sorry. Just because I know I got off on a tangent here. Just because you have a black character does not mean that you have to put hip hop in it. Just because you assume that because the game stars a black character means that we have to have hip hop stuff in it. You assume this is what you think all black characters have to have.
Okuyasu, I heard it as clear as day. This sick fuck said the N-word. I just remembered I haven't been You're racist!
I don't mind it, but if you're trying to go for some bit of historical accuracy, it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm trying to say here. Power. I know enough people don't mind it, it just doesn't make any sense when you're trying to put it in context. It's just ridiculous. It's just flat out ridiculous, man.
Racist slurs was unintentional and will be changed in the game's Day 1 patch. And yes, all of the usual suspects came crawling out of the woodwork to talk about how problematic Stellar Blade is now. If there was only some kind of group you could contract to give media I don't know, sensitivity read and avoid creating work like this for yourself in the future, no game.
We just want to say, fuck you. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Ever find one of these lying around again, I swear to fucking God, I will stop being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
We need a consultant firm. Yeah. I'm to any game developers listening right now. Listen, yes, that $7 million extortion deal from Sweet Baby Inc. for Black Myth Wukong sounds ridiculous, but you know what? don't listen to. Can we? I think more people need to start making like an anti-consulting firm, like an anti-SBI. I think we need to make it. just to remind people, this is what happens when we let these idiots try to consult your game, okay?
Journo, Shift Up should not be contracting Sweet Baby Inc. Go fuck yourself. If
yes.
that rumored $7 million price tag for the consulting work is true, I bet it was probably cheaper for Shift Up to just swap out the texture in the next update. I find it extremely difficult to believe this was accidental, but who knows? Why? Why did you find it difficult to believe that people who do not speak fucking English accidentally did this? Could it be because you are looking for a villain? Keep in mind that this is Arthur Gies, the co-founder of Polygon, the male feminist who said back in 2014 that Bayonetta was sexist and objectifying. This is, of course, from before the LGBTs reclaimed her. I have a sneaking suspicion that AI might have been used to make some of the game's posters. They really are just grasping at straws here.
You're just
they couldn't censor the game's crazy amount of sexuality, so they're spinning up a nothing burger over this hard R thing in order to try and claim some kind of victory.
I think they're just going to be like, oh, okay, sure, we'll change it back. Like, we love sexy things, like, why not? I feel like that's going to be the ultimate answer here. The problem being, like, they're going to take this as, like, some huge win that, like, they conquered, woke Sony censorship and stuff, and just these totally invented narratives that are not based in reality.
Well, if you still want to see the hard R for yourself, it exists on the disc.
Yeah, it still exists on this.
But future patches did in fact change the graffiti from saying hard to crime, which is another one of the random textures you see throughout the game. So now, instead of saying hard R, it says crime R, crimer. You know, the internet slang term for a black person who commits crimes, a crimer. This is...
got offended, and somehow, you got offended. You got offended because you think it's a racial connotation. So you forced them to change it, and it made it somehow even more racist. I'm sorry. That's funny as hell. Oh. I feel like that was a jab. I feel like that was a backhanded jab at them. I'm like, okay. I'm sorry. That's kind of based. I don't think it's a facepalm. I think that's kind of based. You want to go at us? Let's go. Ah, I love it. I love it. It's basically this. It's basically all this.
The fuck off!
What is it?
Bro, what is he doing? I don't know.
I love that clip. That's basically what the entire situation is. I need that.
The problem by putting in something that is unintentionally even more racist. And this time it's too obscure for the normies to get it.
Yet it's somehow more funnier
it's like
too.
when you growing crops and you strip the soil of its nutrients and goodness, and then you can't grow nothing. You gotta rotate your race of sludge.
I guess the question is, when the Stellar Blade Twitter account proudly proclaimed that the game will be uncensored, do these changes, the blood on the skin suit, the hard R, actually count as censorship? Well, in order to answer that, we need to talk a bit about what censorship actually is. Let's begin with the normal definition. The suppression or prohibition of any parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or a threat to security. This is a pretty good starting point. What's being said here is that the creator of a piece of speech is being prevented by an authority from speaking his true potential.
I'm gonna end this. I just want to share that with y'all. I just want to share that with y'all because, oh my goodness, oh my god, just absolutely, oh my god. Anyway, I'm glad you had a little fun there. So I hope that whole video clears. You can watch the full video. I have the link in the chat, but I hope that clears up the whole censorship issue with Stellar Blade, because now everything's starting to make more sense. It's just a weird situation. Oh, this is a funny situation, all things considered. Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap this up here for the first episode of the new Makini in the morning. I will be working on. I'm gonna knock out the rest of the line work for 2B today, and then I'm gonna try to get one more. I'm gonna have one more girl to share with you guys, or one more girl to one more of the swimsuit collection before I do the monthly poll drawing, which the monthly poll drawing will be sent out on Wednesday. I'm gonna send it out on Wednesday. No, actually, I'm gonna do it on Tuesday. I'm going to send the monthly poll drawing out on Tuesday. So hopefully you guys have been, so all my channel members, you guys will be able to vote and pick which suit would you guys like to see for the 6th one. So that's going to be the plan today. The cat illustration, by the way, the cat illustration, we'll be working on that on Wednesday. That'll be Wednesday. That'll be episode 2. So we'll be able to continue the line work there and continue with all this. So we'll have a lot to There's plenty of stuff to do. Plenty of stuff to do this week, and of course this is a 4-day weekend for me. July 4th as well. So we'll have some. We'll do some. I'm not going to stream on Thursday anyway. I'm not going to stream on Thursday or anything, but I might do a July 4th bikini. We might do a U.S. flag bikini. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Let me know if that's something you guys want to see. Anyway, anyway, so that is about it, guys. Please step on that like button, share, stream out. If you guys are brand new, hit that subscribe button. Massive thank you to all of my channel members. I will update. I'm gonna make a new thank you members. I'm gonna do a new thank you channel members video later, and I'll put that up for Wednesday. However, I do have an updated outro. Guys. Updated credits. I hope you guys like that one. Let me know what you guys think of the new. Let me know what you guys think of the new intro and everything. Speaking of which, the new pre-show. So we're gonna continue. I'm gonna adjust that pre-show so that way it can include the chat, so the chat could be much more integrated in that pre-show a bit. And I want to say by next week we'll have a new I'll have an all new intro for Makini in the morning as well. Some videos coming out as well and such like that. So listen, I can't thank y'all enough because I gotta get ready for work for real. But I cannot thank y'all enough for the incredible support. I cannot thank y'all enough for I apologize. I apologize for this weekend and everything, and thank you everybody for the words. Thank you everyone for the pep talk, the kind words. I really appreciate that. A couple things I want to shout out. Before we get out of here. If you guys have not subscribed to Dante over at Dante's Rant Room, please do yourself a favor and please subscribe to him, because we need to get Dante over to 2,000 subscribers real soon, and he is at 1.99. Let's get Dante over to 2K because he truly deserves it. Okay. So I'm gonna put Dante's link in the chat, and he does manga, anime, and gaming topics similar to what I do. Well versed in that. We need to have Dante back on a Sunday show at some point because it's been a long time. But yeah, guys, please subscribe to Dante and let's get him over to 2,000 subscribers, and because he truly deserves it. He's a wonderful channel and a wonderful person. If you guys see, make sure you tune into the VacTube as well. That is on Daryl the Derelict's channel. That is on Daryl the Derelict's channel. Specifically, he does his show, the VacTube, on Friday. He does his show VacTube on Friday with all the people there, all the real good guys there, and they said they do miss me over there. Oh, sorry, no, it's VacTube. But yeah, check out the VacTube. Please subscribe to them because they do their Friday show. It's a lot of fun hanging out with them, and also a sub to Muhammad as well. It's Muhammad Abgadi as well, a fantastic art channel. If you guys see Arwen Avalon, please give her a big hug for me, and please just send her some love. One of her cats sadly passed away last week, and she was really heartbroken over that. So if you guys can send some love over her, please send some love over her, and just something to VacTube. Just guys, give her, and just give. You see Arwen, give her a big hug for me, okay? Because she lost someone that was very important, and one of her cats. And I know how much pets are very important to a lot of people in this community and such like that. And whenever you hear that someone had to be, that a friend had to be put to rest or someone that sadly passed away, it really does affect them. And so, guys, if you see Arwen, just give her a huge hug for me. And let her know that, we're thinking about her, and, we love her. She's a wonderful cat person. She's our favorite cat lady. And, who else am I forgetting? I am forgetting somebody. Who am I thinking? Shout out to those two. There has to be someone. Someone's crossed my mind. Muhammad Abgadi, who has been fucking incredible and absolutely incredible, and he covers he covers not only he's an incredible artist, but he covers art content, what goes on in the art community. He's really so if you guys want to learn about all that stuff too, and I try to learn from that stuff from him as well. Ergo Josh is another amazing art channel that I probably want to bring that up. I'm probably going to bring him up probably on Wednesday, because he put out a great video about kind of the play method, essentially. Something that I could probably learn from as well. But yeah, guys, sub to Dante. Let's get him to 2K. Let's get him to 2K real quick. And also, big shout out to who was you heard of Clientele Caliente. Caliente is another channel. Oh, okay. So we got another. Okay, so we got another channel. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, that's what it is. Here we go. Here we go. What? It's another art channel. Getting close to 6K, but I've been subbed to her recently, and she does really great art content. Is Brittany Draws, so definitely check her out. Show her some love. She posts a lot of uploads daily and such like that, and she's been covering art topics as well, and she has very, very great shorts too, so definitely check her out. Man, I think that should be about it, but more focused on just get Dante over to 2K. And also a big congratulations to Jay the Concept for hitting 5K subscribers. 5,000 subscribers. His liberal white women are destroying the industry video has taken off to a huge degree, and he's been streaming Elden Ring. He's been streaming the Elden Ring DLC. It's been really fun to watch as well. So subscribe to Jay the Concept as well. Concept is really great artist and a great channel all around. So really great guys. And let them know. Let Dante know Makini sent you as well. So that should be about it. Now, as far as me goes, of course, I already explained what's going to happen this week and all that stuff. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Big thank you, guys. Check the community tab as well. I keep everybody up to date with new stuff going on pretty much each day now. I upload there daily. Follow me on Newgrounds, of course. I will be coming back to Twitter. I will be coming back to that hellhole cesspit known as Twitter soon, possibly this month. And you might look for me, and sometime down the line, maybe this month, maybe next month, or down the line, you may find me over on Subscribestar and Patreon. That's another way to support the channel and the stuff I do here. So this is, like I said, guys, this is all part of a new initiative. this is all part of a new initiative for the channel, a new direction, a new focus, and all of that good stuff. And I think we're starting off on the right foot with this refreshed and refurbished Makini in the morning. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I will give you guys some further updates on the July on the term 1 batch as well. So I will be sending those out real soon this weekend, starting this weekend, of course. But in the meantime, that should be about it. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning, and you guys have been absolutely amazing. Big thank you to everybody who gave me the pep talk on Friday, everybody who tuned in on Friday, sent me the very heartwarming comments. I truly appreciate all your support. You know, we're just trying to get better. We're trying to be better. We're trying to get better. I'm trying to make better content for you guys, so that you guys are, because you guys truly deserve it. And you know, no matter what, I will not make that same mistake again. I will not be deleting any more videos, any more streams moving forward. I'm gonna be very careful on what videos that I want to post and such like that, because I want those videos to really matter, and I really want us to really grow and really mean something. Really, this channel means something to a lot of people, myself included. So I cannot thank y'all enough for that. So, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have been truly amazing. Until then, enjoy the new credits, guys. I put a lot of work into the new credits last night. I hope you guys really like them. So, I am Makini90, artist, German illustrator, and I thank you for tuning in to the first episode of A New Dawn. That is Makini in the morning. I will see you guys on Wednesday for episode 2. Until then, take care. Much love. Stay cute. Stay sexy. Always have fun. Never, ever, under any circumstance, apologize for wanting attractive women in your media, especially in your video games. And above all else, don't ever forget these 3 phrases. Never stop drawing. Okay, guys. I will see you all on Wednesday. Enjoy the new, and check out, of course, keep an eye on the community tab. I'll be posting there. I'll be posting new grounds as well. But until then, see you guys on Wednesday. I love y'all. Peace. This is the new outro, guys. This is the new credits with... Now we have scrolling credits now. We have scrolling credits. The member list is also updated as well. So I hope you guys like this. So anyway, I'll see you guys later.
Makini in the Morning was filmed for a live show audience at Makini Studios in Arcadia Village, right in the heart of Pacifica City. Free tickets to be in the next Makini in the Morning live show audience. Visit youtube.com/Makini90.
Oh, also, I did put Mike's. I did put that there at the very end. So.
Makini in the Morning is produced by Silver City Productions. with Makini Draws Productions, in association with Channel 9 Television, and is distributed by CSF Nation Domestic Television Distribution.